let me give you some bit of information. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. K.O.A. You can actually Google me. You'll find a lot of information about me. So you will notice that my background, I think I've already given you a bit of my background on the page, so you know me. So I can help you, not only in this module, I can help you to study the entire machine learning, the entire business analytics fully. It is in my palm, so I can help you. For those of you who are doing unsupervised machine learning, whom I'm not teaching, okay, I can still help you with that. Some of you are doing data wrangling, I can help you in that. So I can help you. But I also want you to help me. I want you to help me. One thing I want you to do to help me, please, is to write everything I say. Please, even if I sneeze, say it, write it down. If I cough, write it down. Eugene, are you with me? Dumoga, very good. Be used to writing so much that whoever you are staying in the house with will say, Abba, why are you writing like that? Be angry if you are not writing. And I'm going to tell you, because there's a scientific underpinning between writing and your cerebellum. There is an, write this down. What I'm even saying now down. Write down. There is an information symmetry. Write it down. Write what I just said down. There is an information symmetry between your fingers and your medulla oblongata. Richard, don't look at me. I say write it down. There is an information symmetry between your finger and your medulla oblongata. Between your cerebrum and your cerebellum, there is an information symmetry. Right now, there are two kinds of people that are here. Those who are hearing me and those who are listening to me. Hearing is physiological. Listening is psychological. Listening can only be done through writing. If I should tell you what was the first sentence I said when I first joined the group here, most of you will probably forget because you didn't write it down. But if you had written the first sentence I put down here, you would remember. The human mind can absorb, within every 1 hour, can only absorb 10% of the information within an hour. So by the time we are finished in an hour, by 1 hour time, you can only remember 10% of everything I said. You can never rely on recording. Please take note. Your understanding is much better writing than even recording. You can play the recording many times, but you will not be able to fully understand in total until you were writing. Because like I told you, there is an information symmetry between your fingers and your brain. The human mind, write this down. The human mind is the most unexplored continent in the universe. Write it down. The human mind is the most unexplored continent in the universe. Any result whose law you don't understand, you're a thief. Any result whose law you don't understand, you are a thief. Anybody who is struggling in anything, that person lacks knowledge about how to do that thing. If you are learning business analytics, you are doing statistics for business analysis, you are doing data wrangling, you are doing unsupervised learning, you are doing strategic, anything that you are learning, you are doing, job, anything in which you are struggling, ladies and gentlemen, the problem is not you. The problem is your operating system. Hosea 4:6, it says, lack of knowledge, my people what? Rashid. Lack of knowledge, my people what?
Perish.
My people perish. Now, that perish has nothing to do with dying. That perish means the person is struggling. So you're about to embark on a journey of learning. But remember that you got to learn how to learn the thing well to be able to score and do well in the thing. If you don't know how to learn business analytics, you can take data wrangling, you will understand. You can take unsupervised learning, you understand. You can take statistics. But once you know how to learn, you can understand each one of them. Because there is a way of learning to learning. Write it down. There is a way of learning to learning. You got to learn how to learn and not just learn. Let me give you 2 examples, practical examples, and you can appreciate it. Don't worry, I'll teach you today. But I want you to explode your mental gymnastics to the highest apogee. And I don't want you to write it down. I want you to understand how your brain works. Your brain is like a circuit switch. Watch it. Your brain is like a circuit switch. Once you believe you are something, you embody that. Write it down. Once you believe that you're something, you embody that. Once you already believe that statistics for business analytics, I'm going to blow it. I'm going to get A in this course. No matter how difficult, how easy, how whatever it is, I am going to blow 80% or more. Once you believe that, you embody that. And there's a science to it. As a man thinkers, as a man thinkers, Richard, as a man thinkers, Lucia,
so is he.
So is he.
In his heart,
so if you think negative, what are you going to see? Negative. If you think positive, I'm going to get A in data wrangling. I'm going to get A in unsupervised learning. I'm not just going to get A, I'm going to understand to be able to transfer that same knowledge to somebody. I will blow this paper, come hell or high water. I will squeeze every detail of the knowledge in this thing. I will calculate every iota of molecular knowledge into this, and I will come out successfully. Once you say you are going to do that, you embody that. There is a science to it. Write it down. It's called RAS, Reticular Activating System. RAS, Reticular Activating System. Go and Google it. Okay, that information symmetric knowledge from your thalamus to your hypothalamus. Okay, that section of your brain that switches because you commanded it. Let me give you a practical example. You appreciate it. Let's say that you want to buy a particular car. Let's say that car is Land Cruiser. That is your sort of Land Cruiser V12. That is your dream car. That's what you say. The day that idea comes into your head, all of a sudden, as you start driving, you see more of that Land Cruiser. Have you observed that thing before? The day you came with the idea that, look, the car that I really want to have is that Land Cruiser V12. The day that idea came into your head and you told your close friends, you start seeing more of the Land Cruisers on this, isn't it? And then you will say that, the car that I want to buy, look at all of a sudden, they are all on the street. No, they were there long ago, but you have not committed them into your mental periphery. Your RAS, your reticular activating system, just activated that information between your thalamus and your hypothalamus immediately. So you manifest your invisible reality because you commanded it. So the same way, if you command into your brain that you are going to be able to blow this thing, even if you're a mother, even if you are working, even if the lecturer teach well or doesn't teach well, even if anything, once you believe that you are going to crack it, you are on a mission to a vision. Once you commit that, I guarantee you guys, you can be a jack of all trades and master of all. Your job will not stop you. Your children will not stop you. That marriage, Dios marriage, will not stop you because you, in your mind, as a man thinkers, so easy. You are right now. Let me show you something. I'm not speaking joke. Okay, that's a book we talk about. As a Man Thinkers by James Allen. Right now, most of you should get books to read. Throughout this course, I'll be giving you 100 books. Today, I'll give you 5. Don't worry. And I've given you one already. As a Man Thinkers. You should not only do statistics for business, guys. You should be hungry for knowledge. You should be hungry for what? Knowledge. Hungry for knowledge. Knowledge is not only this classroom. Knowledge is in continuum. The wisest man who ever lived, who also happens to be the wealthiest man who ever lived. Do you know who that person is? Lucia. The wisest and the wealthiest man who ever lived. Do you know the person? You don't know. You don't know, and you're eating. You don't know, and you're eating. Who is the wisest and the wealthiest man who ever lived on this planet? Richard Asamoah.
Solomon.
It is King Solomon. You see, he has eaten. You are now saying, oh. You are now saying, oh. Write this down. Knowledge is the only asset that creates and multiplies all other assets. Knowledge is the only asset that creates and multiplies all assets. There are so many knowledgeable fools around the world. There are so many knowledgeable fools. Let me ask you guys, is this mobile phone knowledgeable? Ajimai, classwork, is this mobile phone knowledgeable? Unmute yourself, Guys, it's interactive. I give marks for those who interact though. Just so you know, 10 marks for those who interact in total. Define your reality. Define your reality. You know, I know what somebody is saying at the back here. Oh, Master, if you are going to teach. If you won't teach, let's go. I am teaching. What I am teaching you now.
Dog, I want to ask you a question.
Ask your question.
Dog, growing up, we were made aware the wisest man that ever lived was Kwaku Anansi. And you are saying it's Solomon.
It is called, write this down. Knowledge begets knowledge. Knowledge begets knowledge. Knowledge begets knowledge. Because your very own knowledge tells you that that statement is a lie. You know, you are only activating your controversial molecule right now. That's what you are doing. Because you know that that question was just unnecessary. Kwaku Anansi, have you seen him? Have you read him? Okay. So get this well. And the wisest man who ever lived is King Solomon, and the wealthiest man. His income was $3.3 trillion. He was so wise that the Queen of Sheba had to come and tap into his knowledge. The kings of Arabia and Mesopotamia ran all the way from the ends of the world to come and listen to the guy because of the quantity of his knowledge. Not just the quantity, but the quality. Now, I ask you the question, is this thing knowledgeable? Classwork. Classwork. Is it knowledgeable?
Yes, please. But I think it's based on what you feed it.
It's knowledgeable. It's knowledgeable. It's not what you feed it. It's knowledgeable.
Okay.
Are you also knowledgeable?
Yes, please.
So whom should I rely on? You or this?
Pardon?
Whom should I rely on? You or the machine? Guys, you are doing machine learning. Who should I rely on?
I think I would rely on myself, so I would say rely on me.
So most of you will not have to rely on ChatGPT or Grok or DeepSeek because it was created by human intelligence, not artificial intelligence. You see, the only difference between this guy, oh, by the way, even though you are both intelligent, this guy is much more intelligent than you. Do you know that? Yeah. If I ask you right now to give me 276 times 84, you cannot give me that answer immediately, but this guy can give me the answer immediately. The guy is intelligent, but the guy is not wise. This is not wise. Because sagacity does not connote intelligence. The same way taciturnity does not connote imbecility. Write it down. Sagacity does not connote intelligence. The same way taciturnity does not connote imbecility. Remember, you're a student, so you should ask questions. Whatever I say you don't understand, don't just swallow it hook, line, and sinker. Just ask.
Doc,
what do you mean?
Can you repeat that statement?
Understand the last statement.
Yeah. Could you kindly repeat it?
I said sagacity does not connote intelligence.
Sagacity.
Yes, sagacity it comes from the word sage. The etymology of sagacity is sage, which means wisdom. So a sagacious person is someone who is wise. And what is wisdom? Wisdom is applied knowledge. Wisdom is the application of knowledge. Therefore, wisdom is the ability to see what is obvious, even when it's a secret. Write it down. I told you, there's so many things I'll be giving you. Until you document them, you will not even understand. Wisdom is the ability to see what is obvious, even when it's a secret. So I said, sagacity does not connote intelligence. So the fact that you are intelligent does not mean you are wise. This guy cannot give you wisdom. Because wisdom is applied knowledge. It's not applying. This guy is not applying any knowledge. He's knowledgeable because he's got information. You to your brain is knowledgeable, but your brain has got information. But the difference between you and this machine is that you've got to be wise, apply the knowledge. Then I said that taciturnity does not connote imbecility. To be taciturn, T-U-R-S-I-T-U-R, okay? T-A-S-I-T-U-N, taciturn, T-A-S-I-T-U-R-N, taciturn. To be taciturn is to be silent. To be taciturn is to be silent. So once someone is silent, it does not mean the person is a fool. Imbecility is foolishness. An imbecile is someone who is a foolish person. Okay? So being silent doesn't mean you're a fool. The same way being intelligent does not mean you are wise. Why am I saying all these? I'm telling you that your mind is the most unexplored continent in the world. So you got to expand it. And the only way to expand it is to question the orthodoxy. Don't let every teacher spoon feed you. Question the question. Write it down. Question the question. Question the question. You're not here to come and pass and go. You are here to elevate your mental consciousness to the highest apogee. And pay attention. Stop picking the calls. Stop making the calls. Pay attention. Lajepo. Pay attention. Pay attention. Because the evidence will be clear. Guys, you are committed. 1 year will come just like that. You're committed. So please, go all in before you go all out. You are limited. And you see that the course is inundated with information. And so you got to move in tandem with what we are giving you. I will do my best to sacrifice for you. But you got to participate in your own rescue. You got to participate in your own rescue. And probably if you don't feel that you need a rescue now, you will see that after this week, week 1, I promise you by week 6, you will feel that you need rescue. But I want you not to get to the point where you are drowning and you need rescue. No, I want you to prepare now. So that you can say that, you can tell every lecturer, bring it on. I don't care. I am ready for you. That's what I want. Bring it on. Bring the assignment on. Bring the assignment on. Bring the test on. Bring the exams on. What is unsupervised learning? Bring it on. What is statistics for business? Bring it on. What is data wrangling? Bring it on. You got to be so confident and so positive that negative people don't want to be your friends. Write it down. Be so positive that negative people don't want to befriend you. But that will come with knowledge. That will come with a certain level of knowledge. Once you've acquired the knowledge, once you have an understanding of where you are going, guys, once you have an understanding where you are going, because let me tell you something, foolishness is abandonment of the truth. Ignorance is awareness of the truth. Knowledge is accumulation of the truth. Wisdom is the accumulation of the knowledge or the application of the knowledge. What is truth? Truth is a self-evident maxim. Anything that you think it is real until proven otherwise. And so sometimes when you read Ecclesiastes 2:7 and 21, it says that fools hate knowledge. Fools hate knowledge. They don't want the knowledge. Anytime you start talking about things that will improve themselves, they don't like knowledge. Fools hate it. Check it. And it was written by the wisest man who ever lived, King Solomon. He wrote that. Guys, I want you to go into your room today. You see the library at my back? Go into your room, have a library, romance with knowledge, have an intercourse with knowledge, and you'll be pregnant with wisdom. And you will open your mouth, and the world will gravitate towards you because of what is inside your head. We all have the brain, but not all of us have the mind. We all have the brain, but not all of us have the mind. And I don't mean academic mind. I mean life's mind. Because you can be academically intelligent and socially poor. I want you to tell yourself that you will crack every code. And I want you after today to write every subject you are reading. Write the subject and write A on the right side. Write statistics for business analytics, add A to it. Write data wrangling, add A to it. Write unsupervised learning, add A to it. What are your other subjects you are doing? Apart from this.
Strategy for analytics.
Strategy for analytics, add A to it. What else?
Marketing management.
Marketing management, add A to it. What else? Hassan. Okay. So once you have these A written, take it and then post this on your fridge. Post it in front of your door. Before you sleep, that top part of your pillow, post it there. When you're about to enter your door, post it there. When you're in the washroom, the toilet, that glass you look at when you're in the washroom, post it there. Guys, I am talking about reticular activating system. You got to activate your mental equilibrium status. You got to activate your mind towards your realization of your invisible reality. Who you are is your nature. What you are becoming is your manifestation. Write it down. Who you are is your nature. What you are becoming is your manifestation. You are nothing until you become something. The gap between that something and that nothing is knowledge. Write this down. Effort is a common denominator, but knowledge is a differentiator. All of us are going to put in effort to do this course, but some will pass. In fact, some will even put in more effort than others, but they will not get the A that others will get. So it means that it's not the effort that matters. There are some people who wake up early in the morning, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., they will go every morning. They will work and work and work, but eventually they don't get exactly what they are working for. It means that effort is not the issue. Effort is common. Everybody is putting in effort. What is the difference? What makes the people who are the bourgeoisie become the bourgeoisie and the proletariat becomes the proletariat? The difference is not hard work. The difference is knowledge. Actually, true of us.
True, doctor.
It is true. Even if you don't say it's true, it's true. It's true. That is why you don't get everybody who is doing well in life to become a graduate before they do well in life. So there is some modicum of knowledge that has to be learned. You got to learn how to learn. That's the key. And guys, I'll be giving you the learning how to learn. I'm giving you the book by James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. Okay. Also read the book known as The Alchemist. Write it down. Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist. Hey, I can promise you, according to my analytical research, 95% of you will never read this book. You'll be listening to me. 95%. I don't know which of you are. But if the number here is 58, you can see how that 95% will reflect. 95% of 58. You can see how many. Read. It will help you. It will help you. Okay. The book is The Alchemist. Somebody should write it down. Somebody's asking on the page there. What is the title of the book? The Alchemist. Chemist. The A-L before the chemist. And the guy is Paulo Coelho. Paulo Coelho. I'll be giving you the 3 books the time we finish. I just want you to know, okay, Coelho, C-U-E-L-L-O. I want you to know that you can become whatever you want to become. You can get 6 A's if you want. You can also get 6 F if you want. You are the architect of your result. Write it down. You are the architect of your result. You are the architect. No lecturer will fail you. No lecturer will pass you. You define your progress. You define your regress. You are the alpha and the omega of your presence. You are the essence of your presence. You machine gun everything that is about to happen. You are in charge. You are the captain of your ship. Activate your reticular activating system. Activate it. It's waiting for you. Activate. Activate. Let me give you the 3rd book before I forget. Okay, it's called Drive by Daniel Pink. Drive, D-R-I-V-E. Drive by Daniel Pink. It says that if any reason, whatever you are doing right now, if the reason is external, you have failed. What drives you to do what you are doing? If it is external reason, you have failed. It's got to be internal. So why are you doing the MSc? Why are you doing the mains? The reason why you are doing the MSc will explain why you will get A or you will not get A. Your why is important as your what. In fact, your what, your when, your which, all of them are useless. What is key is your why. Why are you? Well, if the why is intrinsic, you have lost. If it is extrinsic, if it is external, you have failed. And if it is internal, you are not. You know, we used to tell our children that if you don't eat the food, I will not give you the toffee. So if the child eats the food, why do you think the child is eating the food? It's because of the toffee. You have failed. Your child must eat the food because he knows that that food is good for him. He must chew the broccoli. He must chew the Brussels sprout, the carrot he doesn't want. Okay? Not because he wants it, but because of the reason why it's going to help him. There mustn't be an external reason to motivate the person to chew it. Now, your reason will define your result. I'm now ready. Are you ready? I think the statistics, okay, we are now about to learn. But every time I've seen consistently that people's brain need to be rewired. Okay? We need to reprogram the mental gymnastics. You need to reprogram your mind because that is necessary to help you to proceed. Okay, so now let's begin. At this stage, you can continue your video or you can turn it off if you want. Okay, but let's begin critically. The books are there. I've given you the course outline as well. So you can look at the course outline and get the books that you need. Okay. We shall look at univariate analysis, multivariate analysis, and bivariate analysis. We shall look at them. A couple of regression, classification, time series, all of these are part of the analysis. But before I tell you what statistics is about, I want to usher you guys into the course you are reading. There's a book here. What is the name of this book? Who can raise a hand and tell us? What is the name of the book? These 2 books. What's their name? Raise your hand. Next time, raise your hand and then share it with us. You should get some of these books. This is by James Evans, Business Analytics. And this is by Richard Hassinger, Business Analytics. Don't worry, you can get a soft copy if you want. I want to usher you into the fact that before you can do business analytics, you have to understand statistics. And you'll see why. And in the process of understanding statistics, in the process of understanding statistics, it will help you to better understand business analytics. To understand statistics, you must have a clear knowledge about data. What is data? Who can tell me? What is data? Data are facts or figures that have been coalesced. Facts and figures that have been put together. But I want one of you to tell me, what is the difference between information and data? Who can raise a hand and tell me? Guys, when I record these conversations, I record them because I later look at those that spoke, then give the marks. So be used to talking in my class. Be used to. I won't tell you to talk, but be used to. Some of them, I'll mention your name and say that you have the mark. So be used to. Yes, Rashid.
So data is unprocessed information. It's just lying there without any form of technique to search through it and understand what it is that you are looking for. So usually it becomes information when you have a particular perspective. That's why an engineer can look at something and see it from a different perspective. And someone who is into finance or any other expertise would see something different from that exact.
So data is unprocessed information, and information is processed data. Excellent. That's 2 marks. Okay. Information is processed data. Class rep, are you there?
Yes, I'm the class rep actually too.
So you write this. Take a sheet of paper. Okay.
Yes,
you
please.
write name, ID,
Yes, please.
and then marks. And you put your name first there. You write your name, ID, marks. And anybody I give the marks, you do the same thing. You later backstage the person and find out. Okay, so this is a 2 mark.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Statistics, you will need to have elements, features. Okay, but I want you to know that statistics is a science. You got to collect, you got to analyze, you got to interpret, and you got to decide based on the interpretation. Halidu, is your hand up or you have a question? I want to show you something on the screen now. I want you to tell me whether what you are seeing is data or it is information. What you are seeing now, is it data or information? Anybody? Emmanuel Kunsen.
Okay. So this is data.
Why?
So it has just been categorized, but it is not telling any story.
Like you want your answers to be No, then I'll ask you another more question. You can't speak further until I ask you further. Okay, good. That's fine. So that's for Emmanuel Kunsen. Now, SB. SB, your hand is up. Tell me something.
Yeah, I think the information in the box that has the narrative is information.
Yeah.
And what is in the table, the information in the table is data.
What's the meaning of the SB?
My initials, Samuel, and my surname.
So that we know. All right.
Noted.
Yes, your last name, please, so that I don't forget.
I'm sending it to you in chat.
I can't be doing it for the same time. I will forget. I'm also
Banyan.
All right, Portia Ajelolo, what do you have to say?
Okay, so I think that we are looking at data.
You have muted yourself.
Sorry. Please, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm saying that the table It's giving us just raw facts and figures. It's not any interpretation. It's not giving us any interpretation. So we can't say it's information. It's just data.
Yes. So there's no information here. That goes to SB. SB, your point of the fact that the thing in the box is information. No, it's not information. Everything here is data. Okay. Now I want you to look at this one too. Is this data or information? What you see here, is it data or information? So Portia Jololo has 1 mark. So please take note. That's right. Information or data. What you see now on the screen, Justice.
Please, this is information.
It's information.
It's about the work
Excellent. That is wrong. Okay, that is excellently wrong. This is also data. I'll even ask another person to quickly do the opposite. This is also data. Okay, the information is not there. You got to extract it from that. Now, I want you to look at this thing. Okay, there are 2 kinds of data, actually. One is categorical and the other is numerical. Okay. Which one do you think education is? If you look at education column, is it categorical or numerical? Education. Education. Judaism.
It's both numerical and categorical.
That is wrong. Let's go to Richard Asamoah. Education, as it is there. Richard Asamoah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So as it is here, education is categorical.
It is categorical. It is categorical. That means that a person will have to understand what is categorical, what is numerical, before the person can do that. Okay. Now let's go to lower your hand. Lower, those of you, your hand is still up as if you have something to say. Now let's go to gender. Gender, is it categorical or numerical? Gender. Lucia, is it categorical or numerical?
It's categorical.
It's categorical. Why?
Because it's in 2 sections. You are either male or female.
That is not why it is categorical. But that is why I asked you why, because I didn't want to be sure that you are there. Why is gender categorical?
Give me a minute. Let me check.
No. We'll come back later. Not now. Let's go to Georgia Asante. Why?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, George.
It is categorical.
Why?
Because it is differentiating between the 2 genders.
No, that's not why it's categorical. Oh, wow. Now I'm seeing why people are doing Lotto. Okay. Who can tell me why gender is categorical? Kay Hayford.
Doc.
Kay Hayford.
Okay. Hello, Doug. Hello.
Go ahead. SB, change your name.
Doug. No, that's my Hayford. So I think gender is categorical because it can group them. Because it can be grouped.
It can be grouped into what?
So it's either you're a male or you're a female. So we have group. So basically, when you can group something, you can categorize it.
Oh, but when you look at hours per week, you can't group it. Hours per week, can't we group it?
Yes.
Those above 16 and those below 16.
Yeah, they can be grouped too.
But it doesn't make hours per week categorical.
No.
So that explanation is not correct. Let me go to Samuel Bunya.
Okay.
Samuel. Okay. Let me go to Vanessa Gezi.
Sorry, Prof, I was trying to unmute. Yeah, so I think it's categorical because it's a qualitative variable.
I know it's qualitative. My question is, why is it qualitative?
It's qualitative because it is like, it's text.
That's it. You see, I'm pushing your brain to think. The reason why it is categorical, because it's not numbers. It's textual. It's letters. It's words. Write it down. It's words. And every column that is like words, that is categorical. Come back to that. I want you to look at this here. Pregnancies, glucose, blood pressure, skin thickness, insulin, BMI. If you take the diabetes, okay, the diabetes section, is it categorical or numerical? The diabetes section. Yeah. The last but 3 column. Is it categorical or numerical? Justice.
And please, it's numerical.
Why?
Because they are numbers.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. So guys, understand the nature. Now let me go into this whole essence of video book that I gave you. Okay. The business analytics. What is it? You guys are going to do the module called business analytics. So what is it? What is business analytics? Business analytics is a combination of 3 things: computer science, statistics, mathematics. Okay. Computer science, statistics, mathematics. To applying these to data, whether the data is categorical or numerical, you are applying it to this data. So you are using computer science, mathematics, statistics applied to data to help managers improve their knowledge about the businesses or about a certain phenomenon. The manager will be able to come up with the insight regarding the organization, regarding themselves, regarding whatever phenomenon they are undertaking. There are 4 sides to the human body. The first sight is hindsight. The second sight is insight. The third sight is foresight. And the final sight is oversight. Once you have an understanding of these sides, I'm telling you, your level of discernment will be high. That's for another day. But you can have insight, the ability to see, watch the word, insight, to see inside something and bring that out to those who do not have that, obscured. Knowledge is learned in obscurity. In Luke chapter 2, verse 50 to 52, it's the same thing. You see that knowledge is learned by obscurity. And that Son of Man had to do it the hard way after the age of 12. From that age of 12 to the age of 30, you never heard about him again. For that 18 years, he was learning in obscurity. He was using mathematical and computer knowledge, quantitative knowledge, to be able to make it meaningful. That's why he could defy, the gravity, the forces of gravity on the sea. Now, business analytics, watch the word business. Business analytics. The analytics itself is a sign, not analysis. Analysis is different from analytics. Okay. For the first time in your module that you are doing, you got to understand in total, explain it to somebody what you mean by business analytics. And you need those 3 elements, apply to a data, and be able to make sense of those 3. Next, business analytics is made up of 4 major subdisciplines. 1, descriptive analytics. 2, diagnostic analytics. 3, predictive analytics. And 4, prescriptive analytics. You will do all of this throughout your entire course for the next 1 year. You do all of this. So now let's see where statistics come in. Statistics is very, very good, very useful, very important anytime you are doing business analytics. Why? This is why. Because statistics can allow the business manager to have a deeper understanding of the data he's collected beyond the intelligence reporting. So you first have to summarize the data, but also find connections among the variables of the data and use all the analytics that we've indicated and be able to contextualize what you've done using techniques like regression and forecasting, and then be able to project and predict the future. Now, all of these require statistical knowledge. For example, you can do a lot of forecasting and inference and causality if you have statistical knowledge. So statistics is the bedrock of business analytics. From statistics, you can do descriptive statistics. From statistics, you can do inferential statistics, okay, such as hypothesis testing and all of that. And these can help the manager to be able not only to describe a phenomenon, but also to predict whether another phenomenon will happen. Will there be another COVID-19? You need data to answer that. You need data to answer that. Therefore, yes, Rashid.
Please, we get the slides after the lecture, so we'll know how to take your notes.
Sorry, say that again.
Will we have access to your slides after the lecture?
No. You will by all means have the access. In fact, let me give you the slides now because nobody has asked me on the page. I thought I have. So I've given it to your colleagues who have asked me. So sometimes that's why I keep saying that it's always nice to be asking questions. Okay.
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Time you ask these questions, you help me to help you. So what I'm going to do is to just drop it on your page so that all of you have it. I just did that. So please kindly
Thank you very much.
Confirm whether you can see it. Whilst we continue here, kindly confirm whether it has popped on your page. And if it has, those of you who can acknowledge it.
Yes, it has. Yes, please. Slide 1.
Yes, it has. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, remind me to give you the other one too in the course of the week. So the statistical methods are 4. Number 1, classification. You will learn it. Watch the word classification. The word classification can be synonymized with which word? Who can tell me? Classify. Classification. It can be synonymized with which word?
Classify.
Raise your hand and let me see if I can call somebody. Classify. Richard.
Grouping or segmenting.
That's it. That's all I'm looking for. So classifying is grouping something, segmenting something from one to the other. You can classify banks into foreign banks, domestic banks, and state banks. You can classify master students into MSc, MA, MPhil, MBA. So this classification requires you to have statistical knowledge. That's what. Pattern recognition. We will do that. It's another statistical method that is used a lot. Pattern recognition. We shall do that when it comes to supervised and unsupervised learning. We shall use that. Association. It's a very powerful thing. Okay. In fact, next in unsupervised learning, you will learn the deep aspect of association rule mining, and that will require statistical knowledge. Okay. And finally, predictive analytics also requires statistical knowledge. I'm not going to go deeply into any one of them yet, but I promise you, these are just general things that you are going to do in your entire business analytics program. But this is just to let you know that each one of these, okay, is statistical knowledge. Somebody is asking here that which group did Dr. dropped the slides. I don't know why you are in my Zoom class, but you are not in the group page. Because for you to get this link means that you must be in the group page. So somebody may have wrongly sent you the link when you have not been added to the group page and you want to be added there. Guys, a data analysis process is like this. I've not come to the real thing we are going to do today. And we shall do that. We shall do a test, by the way. So pay attention to whatever I'm doing. We are going to do a test here and we'll mark it here. So, okay. Now, look at the data analysis process. I want you to tell me of all these steps, which one is the most powerful? Look at the steps, starting from business understanding all the way to reporting. Which one is the most powerful? Raise your hand. Of course, before you give me the answer, think about why you are giving me the answer. Don't just do lotto. If you do lotto, you'll be in wahala. Which one is the most powerful step and why? Justice.
I believe it's the modeling or data analytics, because that's the point where you are able to make sense out of the data you have actually gathered, and it will influence the reporting, what you are going to report to the who need the, let's say, users of that necessary information.
Very good. What about you, Winnie?
Yes, sir. In my view, I think the business understanding is the most important aspect of the whole thing, because it begins the process. So you have to know what exactly you are trying to achieve before you even collect data, so you can collect proper data that relates to what you are trying to do. Thank you.
Lovely. What about Joe Wadi?
Yes, sir. Yes, I feel the understanding the business is also critical. It informs the data you'll be collecting, else you'll be gathering information or data that you might not be able to make any meaning out of. So business understanding is critical.
Good. Eli.
Yes, so I also agree. Business understanding is what will drive the entire process. First of which will be the data collection. So if you need to collect relevant data, you need to have an understanding of what the business needs are, and that is what will direct the entire process. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorcas.
Okay, sir. So I'll go for business understanding, because that will actually inform you about the objectives and maybe the goals, and helps you to know the kind of data you have to collect.
Very good. Let's go to Portia.
So I'll also go
Somebody
with
has said
business.
your own. Drop your hands.
Okay.
Has somebody said your own?
Yes, it's the business understanding, because
Yes,
that
then
guides
drop your hands.
anything you do in the next processes.
Okay, who has a different one? Goslav.
So I think reporting, because what's the essence of you doing all these things if the other person or anyone can't understand what you're doing?
Good. Georgia Asante. Georgia Asante, say hand up. Vanessa.
Sorry. Yeah. I think business understanding is the.
It's okay, Judge. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's like you didn't hear when I said that. If somebody has said it already, don't bring it up.
Yeah.
Let's go to Vanessa.
Yeah, I think it would be data collection, because you can understand the business, but if you take wrong data and collect wrong data, you end up reporting wrongly. So personally, I think it would be data collection.
Nice. Rashid.
So, Doc, I'm going to do something different and say they are all important, but at different levels, depending on whichever project or
That's a
operation
bad
you are. Come again?
That's the best answer. And that is another 2 marks for Rashid.
Thank you.
Write this down. Until what you know becomes what you do, you don't know anything. Sometimes somebody speaks of one of them, then that's when you agree more with the person. So you also say, yes, business understanding. Yes, business understanding. Because somebody has said, oh, yeah. It's not even the modeling guy who said the model, it's the business. Then everybody now. But here's the truth. Until what you know becomes what you do, you don't know anything. And until what you do benefits you and someone else, what you do is useless, because the evidence of knowledge is result. Every one of these steps is crucial at the stage at which they are appearing. None is better than the other. You can have all the business understanding that you like, and yet you will never be able to report. You will never be able to report. Okay? You can have all the understanding you have. Okay? you must have all. Every stage is critical at that stage, and probably the most important at that stage. And you will understand this when you start taking your courses. Okay. Now, earlier on, I told you that there are two kinds of data, categorical and numerical. Categorical was the qualitative, and numerical was the quantitative. I hope you remember. The guys, we're about to do a test, so I hope you remember. Anytime you collect data, you convert the data into information, becomes knowledge, and finally, the knowledge is applied to become wisdom. We've also said that. But here's the truth. There is something in the data known as scale of measurement. Write it down. Write it down. And there are 4 kinds of scale of measurement. 2 of them. So here at the top here, you have the data. The data is split into categorical and then numerical. Under the categorical, you have 2 scale of measurement. The first is known as the nominal. The second is known as the ordinal. Then under the numerical, the first of the scale of measurement is interval. And then the next is ratio. Guys, by the time I finish with you, you should be able to have an understanding of all these, how important each one of them is before we can apply them right here today. So we're going to do this before we do a test. So what is the difference between nominal and ordinal? Take note. The difference is that, yes, Eugene.
Could you repeat what you said for the nominal data?
I'm now about to talk about it.
Yes.
The difference between the nominal and the ordinal is that nominal has no intrinsic ordering. Write it down. Nominal has no intrinsic ordering. Both nominal and ordinal are qualitative. They are categorical. Don't forget that. It means that they deal with textual things. They deal with letters. They deal with words. They deal with names. They deal with labels. However, the difference is that ordinal, you can rank and order them. You can rank them or you can order them. Ordinal comes from order ranking. But nominal, there is no meaningful ranking. But ordinal, there is a meaningful ranking. I'll give you an example for you to appreciate it. If you take something like gender, the gender of a person can be male or female. You cannot say that male is better than female or female is better than male. There's no way you can say that. And this statement of there is no way you can say that cut across time, cut across places, it cut across whether we're in the medieval age or in the modern age. It cut across whether we're in the US, Zanzibar, or Ghana. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you cannot rank them in order of importance. That is nominal for you. You can't order rank them. Please, is that clear? Another example is if I ask you the question, where do you live? If I ask you, where do you live? That question itself is a nominal question because the possible answers will not make one better than the other. You can say that I live on the north of the equator. I live on the south of the equator. I live neither anywhere. Okay. There's none of them is of higher importance than the other. If I mention this thing is something like East Legon, and I mention another thing like Nima, there is nothing that makes Nima better than East Legon or East Legon better than Nima, unless you bring another element into it. And that element there redefines. But would that thing cut across time? Would it cut across, for example, if you say that, oh, East Legon may have high economic, or they have more income than Nima area. If you say that, does that cut across time and space? Does that cut across time and space and places? If it doesn't, then what you said is false. And therefore, it doesn't carry water. And so nominal cannot be ranked in order of importance, but ordinal can be ranked. If I say that the class grade, was A, B plus, B, C plus, these ones are clear examples of order ranking because it tells you which is more important than the other. I'm sure you guys understand, right? If you don't understand, raise your hand, because we are going to do a test on this right now. And you will send me your answer privately. Okay. The next scale of measurement is not ordinal or nominal. Rather, it is interval and ratio. Interval and ratio. Interval and ratio. Now, interval deals with gap between numbers instead of the numbers. Write it down. Interval deals with the gap between the numbers instead of the numbers. For example, when you look at TOEFL, SAT, GRE, GMAT, the scores you get, all they need is for you to pass a certain number, and then you are through. I'm going to ask you a question here. Suppose that you are in your class and your colleague came to ask you, or the colleague came to ask you that, Eugene, what mark did you get in research methods? And you said you had 80%. And your friend started laughing at you, laughing at you, laughing at you. And you ask why? He says, you got 80%. I had 97%. Why will you laugh at the person this time? Why will you laugh at the person for laughing at you? Why will you laugh? Justice, why will you laugh at the person for laughing at you?
Because I feel in terms of grading, 80 and 95 have the same grade, that they all carry the same grade, that is A.
Exactly. That's the point. They all give you A. So you see, the focus is not on the numbers 80 and the numbers 97, but the focus is on the gap between the number. And the gap is the same. In this case, the gap will lead to the same result. Guys, that is what we mean by interval. And remember that the gaps are also numbers. So interval looks at numbers in this context. Another one. But this one is not an example of it. Okay, I'm just stretching it and test your IQ level. Anybody who gets the answer to this question gets 3 marks. So be careful. What is the difference between 80 degrees and 90 degrees and 90 degrees and 100 degrees? Who can tell me? What is the difference between the 80 degrees and 90 degrees and 90 degrees and 100 degrees? You raise your hand, you tell me, I give you the mark. You don't type, you raise your hand, you tell me. What is the difference between 80 degrees and 90 degrees and 90 degrees and 100 degrees? What is the difference? Yes, now.
They are all hot, but then 100 degrees is boiling point.
No. Nice try. What is the difference between 80 degrees and 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and 100 degrees? Emmanuel Kumse.
Okay, roughly is degrees.
I can't hear you.
Hello, please can you hear me? Yes, Mr. Asa, it's 10 degrees.
10 degrees. Wrong. Winnie, if you had any of the answers that have already been said, lower your hand. What is it between 80 degrees and 90 degrees and 90 degrees and 100 degrees? Winnie.
Sir, it's the same.
What does it mean by the same?
It's the same because
what's the difference?
The interval between 80 and 90 is the same as the interval between 90 and 100.
What is then the difference?
It's temperature.
No, that's not correct. Okay, let's go to James Aziawa. What is the difference between 80 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 100 degrees? When I finish it, you lower your hands.
Yes, sir, please. The difference is the interval.
No, that's the same thing your colleague said. Okay, you got to be specific. Okay, remember, intervals are numerical data. So let's go to another person. Justice. What is the difference between 80 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 100 degrees?
The difference is that 90 degrees is hotter than 8 degrees.
That's wrong. That's wrong. Let's drop you there. Let's go to the next person. What is the difference between 80 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and 100 degrees? Let's go to Georgina Nim.
Sir, please, the difference is negative 10 and positive 10.
That is wrong. Okay. What is the difference between 80 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 100 degrees? Hannah?
So though they have the same interval, 100 degrees is ranked as the highest.
What is the difference?
The temperature level for 100.
That's wrong. That's wrong, Hannah.
Winnie is
Guys, I'm asking you an IQ question. Please look. Please don't talk when I've not called you. Winnie, you've spoken already. Lower your hand, Winnie. Okay. Millicent Jima. What is the difference between 80 degrees and 90 degrees and 90 degrees and 100 degrees? I want one word.
Because from
There's no
80 to
because
90,
you started wrongly. Okay, there's no because here. Okay, so you're out. Lucia Kejepo, what is the difference between 80 degrees and 90 degrees and 90 degrees and 100 degrees?
10 degrees.
10 degrees. That is wrong, Lucia. Judison, what is the difference between 80 degrees and 90 degrees and 90 degrees and 100 degrees?
The difference here is the
Masa, take your time. You had all the time to think about before I'm calling you, but now you are fidgeting. Take your time and answer me the question. I need one word. Justice Judison.
Prof, I think the degree of temperature.
Thank you. That is wrong. Let's go to the next person, Samuel Bunyan. What is the difference between 80 degrees and 90 degrees and 90 degrees and 100 degrees? See, this is a very simple question. The answer has been said.
Zero.
Samuel?
Zero.
Zero is the right answer. You have 3 marks. Okay. So that is it. Now, Samuel, since you now have the correct answer, explain to them why the answer is zero.
Okay, so because the interval from 80 to 90 is 10 and the interval from 90 to 100 is 10. So the difference between is zero. Yeah.
See, I told you earlier that until what you know, okay, when I was quoting a lot about knowledge, you already understand that some of you, until what you know becomes what you do, you don't know anything. Because the evidence that you know is result. I said it, if you like, go and check it out. The evidence of knowledge is result. And Samuel just vomited that result. The evidence that he knew. The evidence that he knew. Okay. So the difference is a. The difference is a. It's quite interesting when people join this call and they say that I may have to excuse myself, I am in the wrong class. Okay. Now, first of all, if you are the moment you join the class, you will know that this class is business analytics. And therefore you would join another class, because you will notice that no, this is a I don't know why some people are joining the class without knowing. I don't know whether somebody has gone to post the thing somewhere and people from other places are joining. Okay, so what I just gave you is an IQ question. It is a higher level of interval because the interval was 10. Now, what is the difference between interval scale and ratio scale? I told you that interval deals with not the numbers, but it deals with the gap between the numbers, the gap between the numbers, the gap between the numbers. But then ratio deals with the numbers and the numbers alone, the point estimate. Ratio doesn't deal with the gap between the numbers, but it deals with the numbers alone. But one thing that makes ratio so powerful is that ratio can contain zero. You see, ratio can contain zero, but interval can never contain zero. You got to note this thing down. Interval cannot be zero, but ratio can be zero. There are so many things that are ratio. So many. Who can give me an example of things that are ratio? One of the things that are clear ratio is money. Money is ratio. Why? Because money can be zero. Who can tell me right now under what sentence or under what circumstance can money be zero? Under what circumstance can money be zero? I can ask you the question that how much money do you have on you? And you will say, I have 1,000. Another will say, I have 500. Another will say, I have 20,000. Right? Another will say what? For money to be zero.
I don't have any money, or I have
exactly.
None.
So that statement, that's 1 mark for you. So that statement, I don't have any money, is an indication that money can be zero. And that is ratio. Another thing that can be ratio is age. Age. Guys, who can tell me under what circumstance can age be zero? Raise your hand and tell me. This is 2 months. Under what circumstance can age be zero? Justice.
At the point of delivery.
Point of delivery. That's wrong. Under what circumstance can age be zero? Under what circumstance? Eugene.
Doc, when there is no life.
When there's no life, that is wrong. Under what circumstance can age be zero? Think. Knowledge is sacred. Knowledge is light. Dorcas.
When you have no idea of your dates of birth.
That's wrong. Under what circumstance can age be zero? Dorcas, lower your hand. Judison.
Dog, immediately you are born.
Immediately you are born. Judison, lower your hand. That is wrong. Under what circumstance can age be zero? Rosemary Ajiman.
Doc, please, age can never truly be zero.
Age can be zero. Rosemary, don't defend it. And you see that very soon. Under what circumstance can age? I know what you're thinking. See, guys, your brain now must be working 25 notches right now. Under what circumstance can age be zero? Sadat.
When a child is not up to a year old.
When a child is not up to a year old, that's wrong. Under what circumstance can age be zero? Let me go to Judison, lower your hand because I've called you already. You lower your hands. Lower your hands. If I've called you, don't even try again. Okay.
So when the child is in the womb.
Excellent. That is 2 marks. Okay. That is good. You will always get somebody to change the brain. When the child is in the womb, that is when we say age is zero. Ho, ho, ho. You see, when the child is in the womb, a lot of people think that it is the pregnancy. Sorry, the child age cannot be counted. Yes, because when the child is in the womb, everything is for the pregnancy, is not for the child. Age only begins at seconds. And somebody says when you are not 1 year old. So when you are not 1 year old and you are 6 days old, is that not age? 6 days old is age. My daughter is 2 hours old. Is that not age? My son is 1 hour old. Is that not age? My daughter is 7 seconds old. Is that not age? Age is only zero when the baby is in the womb. Because when the baby is in the womb, it is not about the baby's age, it's about the woman's pregnancy. Take note. Excellent. If you don't understand, ask for it to be properly explained. However, 2 countries may disagree with this. Who can tell me the first country that may disagree with it? Or which two countries will this not apply? Joel.
I think Japan or Korea, one of these Asian countries.
It is correct. It is China, Korea. It is China, Korea. So that's too much. It's China, Korea. Go and ask them why. Don't ask me. Go and ask them why. Don't ask me. But the bottom line is that age can be 0. And therefore, age is ratio. Time can be 0. Time can be 0. Under what circumstance can time be 0? Under what circumstance can time be 0? Give me a practical example of situation where time can be 0. Millicent.
12 midnight.
Excellent.
According to the military time, 12 midnight is 0000.
Yes, madam, you're correct. And that is 2 marks for you. 12 midnight. Who can tell me under what circumstance can distance be 0? Under what circumstance can this, and you do this in unsupervised learning, under what circumstance can distance be 0? Raise your hand. Under what circumstance? Brian.
The point of takeoff.
Sorry?
I'm saying at the point of takeoff, so before I start a journey.
Before you start a journey. Before you start a journey, yes.
So just before I make the first step in the journey.
What is that? You are there. You are there. You know, we have the idea. So I'll give you the 2 marks.
Inertia.
Pacho. Please eat first. Okay. But what you said, okay, let's look at the word point at the dot. That is when distance is 0. Distance is 0 at the dot. At the dot point. Yes, that is when distance is 0. Okay. So these are all ratio. Anytime these things can be 0, they are ratio. Okay. All right. So know the difference between ratio, interval, nominal, and ordinal. Who has a question on this? Because we're about to do a test right now. Who has a question on this? Who has a question? Yeah, Justice.
And please, at what point is height 0?
Okay, when the child is in the womb.
Okay.
It's not precise. That's why I say when the child is in the womb. So when the child is in, we can still calculate the height of the child. But it's not precise. But it's not precise. And so it is presumed to be 0. It doesn't mean that it's not there. I mean, we already have indicated that age itself is even 0. You know, but because it is not precise, and because it is at a point of immobility, or a point of a dot point, we can say that height is 0. Not in terms of when the person is not there. The person is still there, but he's not come out to calculate, because the person cannot be in the womb consistently for you to be measuring the height of the person. Doesn't make practical sense. All right, so now let's look at our test. Okay, be ready. Yes, Anna.
Yes, sir. Please, I don't know if I heard rightly. I heard you say ratio can be nominal or ordinal.
No, I said that ratio, I said the scale of measurement can be ratio, it can be interval, it can be ordinal, and then it can also be nominal. So there are 4 different kinds of scale of measurement. The 4 different kinds are ratio. Okay, scale of measurement. Please remember, the scale of measurement is not the same as the what do you call it? It's not the same as the data type. The data type is either categorical or numerical, but the scale of measurement is nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. Have I answered you?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So now look at this thing here. Your job is to classify what you are seeing here, down here, all these elements here. You're going to classify them into nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio. Okay. So you have a column, under each column you have nominal, ordinal, interval ratio. And whilst we go through them one by one, you have just 5 seconds to give me the answer. If it is nominal, type the word N. And please send it to me privately. Also, all of you, I need your answers to be private to me. And you have 5 seconds to do that. My system is designed in such a way that it will pick it within every 5 seconds. Anytime you send it beyond the 5 seconds, it will not be picked. So if it is nominal, type N like this. Ordinal, type O. Interval, type I. And the ratio, type R. Once I put the word stop, okay, at the end, stop like that, okay, you don't need to type anything because it means that you are sorted. So let's start. I'll give you the first one for free. Please remember, I said private it to me. Private it to me. So the first one is name. Name is nominal.
I think we have no problem.
Is that what?
We can't. I think we can't send messages private to you. Sorry.
You can't send messages private to me. Oh, you can all private here. You can send it here in this chat here. So when you are here, you will see my name, and so you can click on my name and type.
Okay. Yes, please.
I'm not saying WhatsApp.
Yes, please. Sorry, I think I was getting the wrong.
All right. So let's start. Name is simply nominal, so that one is easy. So it will be N. Let's go to educational level. You have 5 seconds. Let's go to age range. Age range. Let's go to salary range. Salary range. Student ID. Student ID. Weight. Weight. If you don't do some, you're in trouble. I just wanted to know. Income. Income. Once I type the word stop, you have nothing else to do. Gender. Gender. Height. Sorry, profession. Profession. That's why we are profession. Income level. Income level. Height. Height. Temperature. Temperature. Complexion. Complexion. Religion. Religion. Family size. Family size. Marital status. Marital status. Size of shoe. Size of shoe or shoe size. Shoe size. We are done. So I've typed, let me put it here. I've typed stop to everyone. That will terminate, return your message, you can, milliseconds. Very good. I know some of you did very well. Others will also do very well later. So let's look at some of the results. So these are some of the results that you did. Who is sure to get very good mark? Who is going to get very good mark? Who is very positive about what you did? Looking at the results. Who is very positive about what he or she did? Are you all positive? Some of you are positive. You have Vim.
Yes, so Prof.
You are sure you have Vim? You are very positive.
Yes, but I hope you not announce it.
Oh, why will I not announce it? Anyway, you've done well. All of you have done well. Okay. You'll see that later. But if you did it, you did well. Okay. So you should be able to do this. This is one of the quick information that you need to have. Now let's get to the reason why we are here today. Descriptive statistics and inferential statistics are two kinds of statistics that are very common in statistics. Descriptive, inferential. Descriptive summarizes, inferential predicts. Descriptive summarizes, inferential predicts. For today, we are going to look at only descriptive statistics. The first is a central tendency. The word central comes from which word? Who can tell us? The word central comes from which word? Rashid?
Center.
Center. There are three measures of the center. What are they? Three measures of the center. There are three measures of the center. Maxwell.
So the mean, mode, and the median.
The mean, the mode, and the median. Okay. What is the difference between the mean, the mode, and the median? Who can tell me the difference between all of them? The mean, the mode, and median. What's the difference between all three? The mean, the mode, the median. Georgina.
So the mean is the average of whatever you are finding the data, and then the mode is the number of occurrence, and then the median is the middle number.
Very good. So I have a question for you. When you look at this data set that you see here, okay, 10, 12, blah, 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 what will be the mean? 10, 12, 15, 18, 20. How did we get a 15? Who can tell me? Who can tell me how did we get a 15? Tell me in numerical values. Don't just tell me. Tell me that this times this, or this plus that, or this that. So you must select it before raising your hand, because I will need numbers. Magdalene.
So we did the 10 plus 12 plus 15, 18 plus 20 divided by the
what? Before you divided, got to what?
Oh, okay. You want
That's what I mean by you should work it for me. Don't just
okay, so 75.
Mm-hmm.
And then you divide it by 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number of occurrence. And
Very
then you
good.
get 15.
Very good. Excellent. Now, look at these numbers. 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, the same thing. Okay. Now, the first one. How did we get the median to be 12? Who can tell us? Oh, by the way, the Magdalene, you have 2 marks. How class of take note. How did we get the median to be 12? Who can tell us? Eugene.
Yeah, Doc. So you arrange or you put the numbers in order from lowest to highest, and you identify that 12 is the middle number among the lots.
Very good. That is 1 mark. Now, in this second one, how did we get the median to be 11? In this second one, 8, 10, 12, 13, 15. How did we get the median to be 11? Winnie.
Okay.
So in finding the median, we checked we counted the number of numbers and then divided it by 2 to find the median. In this case, they are even numbers, so you wouldn't get a number in the middle. So we pick the 2 numbers in the middle, add them and divide by 2.
No, what you said is wrong. I don't like what you said by they are even numbers. That's wrong.
It's
That's
4. 4.
No, I said I don't like what you said by they are even numbers.
Okay, I mean the number of numbers is 4. So when you divide by 2, the middle
So you are
will
changing
not.
your word even numbers. That's what you mean.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so your even numbers is wrong, isn't it?
I'm saying, okay, well, I'm trying to explain.
It's because you are seeing the results, you are talking to the results. But I'm saying that if you use the word even numbers to your explanation, that is wrong. So unless you tell me that I made a mistake in saying even numbers, now I want to correct myself. But you are finding it difficult to say that I made a mistake in mentioning even numbers.
Sir, please, I made a mistake in mentioning
because I'm telling you, if I had not put the results here for you to see the 11, you have to really explain things well. And if I have not arranged this one in an ascending order, okay, it would have been different. Very good.
Yes,
now, if you look at this information here, what is the mode here? Anybody who can tell me what is the mode of this data and why do you select that as the mode? What is the mode in the last bullet and why do you select that as the mode?
So the mode is the most occurring number, and looking at the numbers there, 12 happens to occur 3 times more than any other number.
Good. Guys, if you don't understand what we are doing, ask. Okay. If you don't understand, ask. Okay. Now, I want us to go back to this data, and now we get deeper. Okay, so lower your hands now. Let's get deeper. I want you to look at this data here, because I started with the ones that are easy for you to calculate. Now you're going to do some things yourself. If you look at this data, you have 8, 10, 12, 15, and 20. The range. Oh, first, before we come to the range, who can tell me when there are outliers, which should we use, the mean or the median? And write this down. When there are outliers, which should we use, the mean or the median, and why? I want you to think. Statistics for me is very, very tough in terms of numbers, but I like to practicalize it. Okay. Who can tell me? Maxwell.
Okay, so when there are outliers, I'll suggest that we use the median, because if you use the mean, the outlier will affect the value that you get. However, when you use the median, it will give you the middle number where it's arranged in ascending order.
Excellent. 2 marks. Okay. Take note and claim that 2 marks. So guys, when there are outliers, don't use a mean. Don't choose a mean. The mean is sensitive to outliers right now. The mean is sensitive to outliers. So now let's go back here and look at the range. The range is the maximum value minus the minimum value. Now in this example here, the maximum value is what number? In this example, what is the maximum value? Yes, Akuzia.
20.
20. And what's the minimum value, Akuzia?
8.
And what is the range?
The 20 minus 8, which is
12.
It's
easy. It's easy because you are seeing it in blue, isn't
it? Also, yes, please.
I know you can still calculate it if it wasn't there, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You cannot calculate it if it wasn't there. On the basis of that, I want you to calculate using the same information. I want you to calculate the interquartile range. I want you to calculate the interquartile range for me. Okay. Who will be able to explain to me how to calculate the interquartile range? And by the way, going to the interquartile range graph, I want your hand to go up very quickly, like your hand will go up if it wasn't that. How would you calculate the interquartile range? We don't go to ChatGPT. Ansana, don't go to ChatGPT, don't go to Grok, don't go to DeepSeek, don't go to Google. Don't do it. If you do it, I know. How would you calculate the interquartile range? Do you now see how difficult it was before?
Yes.
So sometimes when we see the answer here, our brain makes us feel that we know. So we don't use the brain. Yes, Rhoda.
Doc, please, you find
First of all,
the
can you confirm that you are not looking at any source?
not at all, sir.
Good. Let's move.
Please, you find the first quartile and the third quartile, then you subtract the third quartile.
So what is the first? What is the first quartile here?
Please, is the
10 is not the first quartile here. That is wrong. 10 is not. So first of all, okay, it says that the interquartile range actually is the third quartile, Q3, minus the first quartile, Q1.
Yes, please.
Okay. And I say, what is the first quartile? It says 10. That's wrong. Who can tell us the first quartile? You see, you got Esinam Deku alive. Yes, Esinam.
The first quartile.
Esinam, I don't like the way the voice is going.
Oh, no, say. I know.
Speak with
The first quartile is the 20 is between 8 and 10.
I said, what is the first quartile?
25%.
You are telling me a definition you're going to read.
Oh, no. I'm saying it from
listen, I know it when you have used ChatGPT or when you have searched somewhere, Google. I'm saying that what is the first quartile in this data that you see here? In this data,
okay.
First quartile. Then when it's 25%, it's called reading.
Okay.
Guys,
the first quartile is between.
You. Don't tell me it's between. I need a number.
It's 10. 10.
Okay, it's not 10. Let's go to Emmanuel.
8.
Stop, for no, we are not doing lotto. It's still wrong. Samuel. Wendy.
I'm not sure, but I think it's 3.
It's okay. Samuel, it's okay. It's okay. When you are not sure. Why will you discredit yourself in the first place when you're about to calculate something? You see, if I had brought that one to in blue here, all of you would have given me very nice answers, telling me that you are good at that. Yes, Wendy.
First quartile is 9.
No, it's not 9. Let's go to Rashid.
The first quartile is 11.
No, it's not 11. Oh, hold on. Take this. Oh, who said 9?
Wendy, I did.
Wendy, sorry. Wendy, you're correct. It's because people have been mentioning so many different numbers. Okay. So Wendy, you're correct. That's 2 marks for you. But can you explain to them how you got the 9?
I added the first 2 figures, 8 and 10, and then I divided by 2.
Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm thinking about it.
Oh, but how can you say something nicely without knowing why you said it? This is what we call apo. Okay, who can explain why why that was so? Yeah. Let me ask Doctor's Blessing. Can you explain?
All right, so you find the median.
Thank you. That's a good start.
8 and 10.
Mm-hmm. Hey, wait. You find what?
Median.
Yeah, you find a median of what?
8, then 10.
Oh, no. Before that, Clara. Before that. You're talking about the first quarter here. Hold on, let somebody help you here. Maxwell.
Okay, so when we say the first quartile, it means the 25% of the observation. So here, the observation is 25% of the observation plus 1. So here, the observation is 5. So 25% of 5 plus 1, which will give you the 1.5 position. The 1.5 position here is in between 8 and 10. So you find the average of 8 and 10. to get 9. So 8 plus 10 divided by 2, which gives 9.
You guys understand? You can use a simple approach. Okay. Can you say what you said is plenty? Everybody, some people collapse. So is the half part of the data set. So when you take the median is 12 of the entire data set. Okay. Now, half of the median, the left part of the median, you find the median of that median. So if you take this one, the left part, the 50% of the median, the left part of this 12, take the numbers and find the median. And so you are just finding the median of these numbers. That's the first quartile. The third quartile, you find the median of these numbers. That's it. And then if between the two answers, you will get the interquartile range. So once you identify the median of this data, which is 12, okay, you got this 12. Now you get that. Now look for the 50% of the left of that. And then usually it's the 50% of the left of that. And then 50% of the right of that. Now with this 50% of the left, take the median. And with the 50% of the right, take the median. So the median of 8 and 10 is 9. That is this part here. The median of 15 and 20 is what? The median of 15 and 20. That is the third quarter. Dorcas. Dorcas. She's looking.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Please, the question again. You said the median.
Yeah, don't worry. Your hand, you weren't paying attention, but your hand was up. That's what I called. I was here to tell them.
I answered the first question. Sorry.
17.5.
17.5. So you take the 17.5, okay, then you subtract the 9 from it. And whatever you get is your interquartile range. Take note. You will calculate all of these when it comes to your whatever you are doing in your exams. You will calculate all of it. So that's how you find the interquartile range. You need a third quartile. You need the first quartile. The second quartile itself is the median. Take note. The second quartile is the median. And that will be 12 that you see here. Now, the next thing is to find the variance. Okay. And the variance, you can find the sample and the population. The sample variance is given by this formula. Take note. And when you look at this formula, it simply says that take the mean, X bar is the mean. Take this mean. Okay, once you find the mean, and then the mean, you may have realized we've already found the mean, if you could remember. Do you remember the value of the mean we had before? Who can tell us? The value of the mean? We had that before, long before. Who remembers the value of the mean? Yes, Nene.
15, sir.
15. Okay. So you take that 15. And then you take that 15 here. Sorry. You take that 15 here, you put a 15 here, and then you take each value and subtract the 15 from it. Take each value, subtract. So for example, take 8 minus 15. That will give you negative 7. Then you square the negative 7. That will give you 40. You put that down. And then you do for the next one, 10 minus a 15. So this 10 minus a 15. That will give you negative 5. You square the negative 5, you get 25. Add the 25 to the 49.
Hello, sir.
You keep going. Yes.
So I think we had 2 different sets earlier, but for this particular one, the mean is not 15. The total is 65. 65 by 5 is 13, not 15.
So the mean here is 13.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. So you take the 13, do 8 minus the 13. Okay. Well, the number you get, you square it. Okay. That will take off the negatives. And then you do that for all of the numbers. You take the difference between each observation and the mean, square it. Each observation and the mean, square it. When you finish, you sum them up and divide it by the total sample size. Here the total sample size is 5. So you divide it by the 5 minus 1 because it's a sample. If it is a population, you divide it by just the sample size, the population size. And that's it. Once you do that, that gives you the variance. So the variance here that you are seeing here is that summation, all of the summation, which is 64, divided by the 5 minus 1, which is the 4. And therefore, the variance becomes 70 for this very example. Once you get the variance, you can easily find the standard deviation. Because the standard, who can tell me the difference between the variance and the standard deviation? Who can tell me the difference between the variance and the standard deviation? Write it down. I've told you already, write everything down. Even if you don't understand, write it down. Anna, what is the difference between the variance and the standard deviation?
The standard deviation is the square root of the variance.
Very good. So now that we have the s square, if you take the square root of x squared, you have s. So the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. So we know that the variance is 17. So the standard deviation will be the square root of 17, giving you 4.1. What does this mean? It means that when you take all of the observations, they deviate, they run away from the mean, the average, 4.12 units away from the mean. So let me ask you a question, simple question. Which is more practical? Is it the variance or the standard deviation? Which is more practical? Is it the variance or the standard deviation? Which one do you think is more practical? The variance or the standard deviation? Yes, Rashid.
I'll choose the standard deviation.
Why?
Because it tells you the margin of error to your accuracy, the possible margin of error, the number of points you'll be off your answer. It gives you an idea.
Okay. Who else? I had this question in an exam. If you don't share your thought with me, I'll give it to you as something to go and think about, and I'll bring it back. Yes, Anna.
The standard deviation, because it has no unit of measure.
It has no what?
It has no, what's the word? It has no unit of measure. Like you can't, it's not like it's a centimeter, meter. It's not those things. It's just the number.
Oh, I just calculated standard deviation and I said 4.2 units. So what is just a number?
Yes, I mean, like it cancels out. If it's like it's a centimeter, meter, they cancel out. So you get the number as it is.
But the other doesn't what?
The variance, you can still have the unit of measure by.
How? How, really? How can you still have for the variance? Yes, Richard.
Yes, Doug, I think the standard deviation because it takes care of the outliers. If the outliers.
Obey. This has nothing to do with the outliers.
So the more it tells you how the variants are closely apart or further apart. It deals with that instance.
So yes, Amina. Which is more practical, the variance or the standard deviation?
So, Doc, the standard deviation, because it has the same unit of measure as the rest of the data set.
What do you mean by that? On the mature or how? That's what I'm asking.
Yes. So, for instance, the variance is to the power of 2. And the standard deviation is the square root.
So whatever unit of measure will be squared for a variance, and then for the standard deviation, because you find the square root, it would have the same unit of measure as the rest of the data set, eliminating the squared.
That's it. I know you had it. I know you had it in you. It was just a matter of killing it. That's 2 marks. Okay, that's 2 marks for that. So guys, once you square the thing, you do not allow us to keep the original unit. That's the whole point. Once you square the thing, we are no longer in the original form. And mathematically, the variance is beautiful. There's no question about it. It's useful mathematically speaking. You know, especially when you are building models or performing further calculations. That's for the variance. But the standard deviation is very practical, interpretable in real life because it uses the unit of measurement. Another thing that sometimes you use to measure the spread or the distribution is the coefficient of variation. It's just like the standard deviation, but it's slightly different. It's the standard deviation divided by the mean, multiplied by 100%. So as you can see, the coefficient of variation is 27.5. Is a standard deviation by the mean multiplied by the 100%. Okay. How is it different from the standard deviation? How is the coefficient of variation different from that? Well, the standard deviation is good. It helps you to understand variability when the data set is 1. But then the CV, the coefficient of variation is better when you have multiple data sets and say you want to compare the variability between students in Accra and students in Kumasi. So you have different data sets, okay? Whether they have different skills or different means of unit, or it doesn't matter, but they are different data sets, and therefore you can now compare them. It's not useful to compare 2 different standard deviations. Why? Because each standard deviation must be compared relative to the mean. I want to repeat that. You can't just pick 2 different standard deviations and compare them. The standard deviation between A and B and comparing them, no. Because the standard deviation must be compared juxtaposed to the mean. However, the coefficient of variation has already taken care of the mean, as you can see here. The mean is at the denominator already. So the mean has been taken care of, and therefore it's very useful to compare, from different data sets than to use the standard. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the beginning of the entire Kabudo. I just want you to know that in this module, we shall be using some softwares, but I will not, for this particular course, we may not use the softwares, but you will use these softwares in all your other programs, data wrangling, unsupervised learning, and all of those other ones. You will use, these software. One of them is Excel. You can see that I've done a lot of work here, and we shall use that as time goes on. Also, Python. Please download these things because you will start using them. And what I've done is I've given you a link to download Anaconda. Anaconda contains Python. Anaconda contains R. Anaconda contains Python. I've also done a very short video here on my channel. Please go to the channel. I will upload all of these videos on the channel. Go to this video and go and watch a YouTube simple step-by-step, just about 4 minutes, on how to download, install Anaconda, and then download or launch Python, either using Jupyter Notebook or using Python. How to launch it. It's all here in the video here. Okay? Do it, because some of your lecturers will not probably let you, they will tell you to go and do it yourself. So I've just given you a video on how you can do it. Once you install it, you can get to the environment and you can launch Jupyter Notebook, which is one that most of you will be using. Okay. I like sometimes using Python because it's very, very interactive. Okay. But most of you will be using Jupyter Notebook. And then you have the video here. There's another video here, to get started with Python using Jupyter Notebook. Watch this short video. You can also watch that video to get it. All the tools, all the libraries, all the things you need are here. You use most of these things. And you also use all of them or most of them in your long essay, in your thesis, in your dissertations, you will use all of these, I promise you. Most of you will come back to this and you say that, wow, and which one should I use now? You do a lot of visualizations. These are some of the visualizations you use the software for. So be ready for that. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us finally to the end of the entire caboodle. Any questions?